Hello, my lovely dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. Hello to you, and you, and you, and you. And if you are new here, welcome. I am really happy to see you, and I am really happy to see you and you and you again. Welcome or welcome back to a new episode of True Crime Sunday. So I hope that you are all doing fine, that you had a wonderful weekend, that you are enjoying life and this wonderful autumn. Today's story is about a couple, two young persons excited to start their new journey together in life. They are at this point, they are both young, beautiful. She is Linn Graham, and she is 22. She is a dreamer, beautiful girl with big Bambi eyes who needs to be protected and loved, and who is dreaming to have her own family, to have children, and to be a stay-at-home mom. He is Cody Lee Johnson, 25. He is outgoing, full of life. He has a lot of friends. He loves cars, he loves canoeing, and he loves telling jokes. Everybody likes him. She is a shy girl. She is a little bit different, a little bit more. I mean a little bit different from him. She's reserved, not very friendly with other people, but he loves this about her. She grew up in a very religious family, and her parents didn't allow her to date until she was 18. When she finally was 18, she started going to parties. At a Halloween party, she met Cody, and she seemed to like him very much. Cody has always told their friends that he really wants to marry and they began dating, and he was absolutely in love with her innocence, with her way of being. They have been dating for 2 years when they finally decided to tie the knot, and he has been saving and working extra hours to buy the right ring for her. She was so happy that she posted the ring on her social media account, and they start planning the wedding, their dream wedding. She's so excited and happy to plan everything, to buy wedding stuff, to be in the center of everyone's attention, to try dresses, and to finally choose the right dress. And at the wedding, she even hires a musician to write a special song for their wedding. The lines of that song metaphorically speak of being helped to climb higher and higher by the one that you love. And if it happens to fall, your loved one is there to catch you, is there to make your fall safe. They had their wedding dance, their wedding party. They had their one night honeymoon at the hotel, and just 8 days after the wedding, he vanishes, just like so. He fails to present himself at work, and his boss, who is also his best friend, is extremely worried because Cody is not that kind of person who doesn't present himself to work. And on the 8th of July 2013, Cody is being reported missing. That is the story. That is how the others saw the story back then. Happy couple getting married, and something happened, and he disappeared. But let's just dig a little bit into this. As I have told you, Linn was very shy, 22 years old, who grew up in a very religious family. There is nothing wrong with this. Nothing. I myself am a very shy and reserved person. Cody, on the other hand, was an outgoing personality. But Jordan somehow succeeded to change him a little bit. He started attending the church service with her, and it is said that he respected her wish of not becoming intimate before marriage. So he loved her just as much as to respect her wish. Family and friends say that he was madly in love about her. He was completely smitten with her. He wanted to spend with her as much time as he could, but that she didn't seem to be the same, you know. She seemed to be distant and cold and not in love at all. Friends and family also say that they had never seen them holding hands, hugging, kissing, flirting with each other, you know, things that normally happen in a couple. His best friend said that the relationship didn't seem to be a healthy one, and that he advised Cody not to marry her. But he didn't listen because he was in love, and he really wanted a family with her and children and a life together with the girl he loved so much. Her friends say about her that she was a dreamer, that she was a kind person, a little bit shy, but very good with children. She worked as a nanny at the daycare. Her best friend says that she bonded extremely well with her son, and that she wasn't afraid to let her take care of her son. But her friends also say that when they decided to get married, she was extremely happy at first and very excited to prepare everything for the wedding. Very excited to buy the dress, to try dresses and so on. But when the big moment on the 29th of June approached, and she really had to face the reality of getting married for real, not on social media, just in real life. She was a bride going to the aisle to marry her fiancé. She became extremely sad, and the guests at the wedding, the party, said that had never seen a bride to cry so much at her own wedding. After the wedding, they had a honeymoon night at the hotel, and he bought a lot of flowers to put in the room. But the next day, she messaged her best friend. She was extremely worried. She was scared and said that she felt terrible both during the wedding and the night after. And when asked to tell about everything in detail, she said that she would prefer to tell everything about this in person, not texting about it. Her best friend said that she was terrified of getting intimate, consuming her marriage with her husband, and that she found an excuse telling that her period started, but she wasn't sure for how long she could find excuses for this. And on the 7th of July, they went to meet their church friends for a dinner, and they drove home. And she said to the police that while driving home, she realized that she forgot her charger and she had to return to take her charger, something like this. And when she came back home, she saw her husband living in a dark car together with some friends. But she also told the police that her husband had previously messaged her telling her that some friends came and invited him for a ride, but that she deleted those texts, those messages, because they used to delete every message. It's something they usually did. They did so, both of them, so she had no proof of receiving those messages. And that's it, that she didn't know more about this. The next day, of course, her husband didn't go to work, and his family, friends, and his boss went to the police to report him missing. Not, she didn't go to the police. She didn't go to say anything. She didn't report him missing. And few days passed. Her friends came to her. Her and his friends came to her, trying to figure it out where he might have gone, and trying to find as many details as possible, asking her if she knew his bank account data and stuff, just to track him somehow. And they said that she got so angry that she threw her wedding ring. She didn't seem to be eager to find solutions to help finding her husband. And at a certain point she tells everyone, including police, that she received mail from a friend of her husband, in which he lets her know that they didn't have to look for Cody any longer because he fell from a cliff and died. And probably she imagined that the police and everyone would just stop looking for him. I don't know what was in her mind. She seemed so childish and very mature indeed. But people started looking for him, and she and a group of friends went to look for him, and her friends said that she was extremely happy. She was driving the car, driving his car, wearing his sunglasses, singing and dancing, listening to the radio. And they couldn't find anything the first day, and on the second day he went like a rocket directly to a very spot on a very dangerous path called the Loop. And they said, "How do you know that he's there?" And she said, I just know. And later on she told that first she told that the Holy Spirit guided directly to him, and then that Cody had told her that he loved that spot and that was a place and that he wanted to visit before dying. Very strange. So a group of people are desperate to find Cody in Montana, in the Glacier National Park, with park rangers and stuff. And suddenly she goes directly to the very spot where her husband is, of course, deceased, and tells after this that she was guided by the Holy Spirit. I don't want to be disrespectful. I myself am a quite religious person, and I respect anything related to religious views, but it sounds crazy. And she changed her story then, and told that she and her husband had an argument, and just to clear their minds, they decided to go for a hike in the Glacier National Park on 7th of July. But they continued arguing, and at a certain point that she confronted him and told him that she wasn't happy in the marriage, that the marriage wasn't what she wanted, that she wants to get out, she wants to be free again, and that he grabbed her hand, her arm, and she turned and pushed him with both hands from behind, without realizing that they are sitting on the top of a cliff. She said that she didn't realize where they were. She just pushed him to defend herself, and he fell face down and died. The keys of the car were, of course, in her pocket. She said that they always do like so. She always kept the keys in her pocket. And she drove home. She drove home and she didn't tell anything to anybody. Imagine that you drive your car and you hurt without wanting to a cat or a bird or something, and you stop the car and take the poor bird or cat or whatever and you take it to the vet. You want to know if the poor creature is okay. And she accidentally pushed her husband off a cliff to defend herself, let's believe her. And instead of freaking out, driving to the first, hospital, police station, she goes home and acts as nothing had ever happened. She starts to create stories, fake stories. She starts to tell lies to the police. She went to the police because she was pushed by her friends after receiving that mail which had been written by herself in her stepfather's house. The area in which Cody was found was so steep that it was needed a helicopter who had to collect the body. There are strange the way they are dancing. It's just like two, not friends, two persons that are forced to hug each other and they don't want to. There's no chemistry. You can, if you want to, you can Google and you'll find the video. So I'm puzzled. I don't know why did she marry him? She wasn't forced to marry. She was a free American woman living in Montana, USA. As free as a bird. She could have done everything she wanted. Why marry someone that she didn't love? She didn't feel any kind of attraction to. Why? Maybe, like those children who discovered that the other one have a new toy that is very popular, very, very popular, and they want that toy so badly, but not because they necessarily like it, just because the other have one and they want it too, and their parents save to buy that expensive toy. And when they finally got the toy, they discovered that it's not for them. They didn't like it. And the parents insist, and they need to play with that toy because they had asked for it. But they don't like it. So what do children do with toys they don't like? They throw them away. They break them. That's what she did. I think, my opinion, she was so excited by the idea of getting married, of being princess for a day. She was in love not with him, but with the idea of love. She liked not the marriage itself, but the idea of marriage, the idea of having a wedding. She was happy, she enjoyed making plans for the wedding, buying the dress, trying dresses. But then, when the reality slapped her in the face, she realized that she didn't like her toy. And it is also sad that she might have been premeditated everything. Next to Cody's body there was a long black piece of clothing, a blindfold, and it was closer than his own shoe. And people think that she lured him there on the top of the cliff, promising him some kind of game. She blindfolded him and then she pushed him from that cliff. If this is true, then she is an extremely evil person. She seems to be some kind of sociopath. She had has never shown any remorse. She hasn't cried. She has never thought that she was sorry. At her trial, the judge said that she didn't show any remorse. She didn't cry. She cried just a little bit when her little brother appeared as a witness. But that is all. On the 27th of March 2014, the court convicted her to 30 years in prison, plus 5 years for lying to the police. She pleaded guilty at first, and then she had a plea deal for second-degree murder, because they wanted to accuse her of first-degree murder, because they think that they thought that she premeditated this. I tend to believe the same, that she had been planning this in advance. I think the same, that she lured him up on that very cliff, and she pushed him just to get rid of her problem. And then everything went normal for her. She was happy again, and her friends say that they hadn't seen her so happy before. She was so happy that there was such a huge contrast between the way she appeared at her wedding and the way she was after her husband's disappearance. At her husband's funeral, she didn't cry. She smiled. She talked. She was checking her phone all the time. She didn't hug her mother-in-law. She didn't try to comfort her in any way. She just wanted to go her life without the toy that was bothering her. Let me know in the comments what you think about this story. What is your opinion? Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like or consider subscribing if you are not subscribed to my channel. This will help my channel grow. Thank you very much again. And let me know if you would like to accompany my stories with mic brushing or any other kind of triggers. If you love, for example, the fluffy mic